So we will be entering into session 5. Yes. बोल दो मैं काम करूं. हरे कृष्ण. तो आज हो सकता है हम लोग क्वेश्चन आंसर भी ले पाएंगे. आज 7 वर्सेस हैं आज के सेक्शन में. ठीक है. Signs of victory. Okay. We'll offer our prayers and enter into the key verses of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिधि नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे. जय श्री नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्युचे नमः. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे. Hare Krishna. So we, in our earlier sessions, just to revise and recap and remind you, in our early sessions we covered the entire introduction of what is Bhagavad Gita, what importance or relevance it has in our lives, and how it is going to open our eyes to the absolute reality. There are two realities. One reality which is created by our own imprints, our own mental imprints. Just like in a dream, you see a mountain and you see gold in normal daytime, and in your dream you see a golden mountain. Okay, so it is something that is in the mind, but it is just the imprints that you saw. It is not the absolute reality. Absolute reality is what it is in factual thing. So the creator can only say it. So the person who has created this world can only tell you what it is. So hearing it from the creator, we will try to understand the absolute truth from Bhagavad Gita. And I explained importance, and then I explained you the 5 points: Ishvara, Jeev, Prakriti, Kala, Karma. Many of you must have done your homework. The more you revise it, the more your concepts will be clear. So you try to revise it in your off time, okay? When you are, because our sessions are just 2 days in a week, they are not much. So you have to take your own efforts to revise them. Okay, good. So अच्छे से समझ में आएगा. And third is, we saw, I think, so the first part of the first chapter, that is how Duryodhan, he dealt with diplomacy. He, instead of going to Bhishma first, he went to Drona first. You know, he had that feeling that somewhere or the other, Bhishma will not kill Pandavas because he loved them. So he empowered. That is what he was trying to do. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha. He tried to go to Dronacharya first and pump him and tell him the glories of his own army and show that you are great. In that way, we completed first 13 verses. Now we are going to go in the 14th verse, 14 to 21. This is the second part. All of you remember I gave you the notes of first chapter. The second part is verse number 14 to 21. So this resembles Arjuna's signs of victory. Sometimes before everything happens, there are some signs and symptoms. Okay. हाँ, इसको हम लोग कभी कभी लाइक हम लोग इंट्यूशन बोलते हैं कि हाँ ऐसा होगा, एक इंट्यूशन आता है. We get some intuition. Same way here, there is no need of intuition. The way Sanjay is describing this this part of war to Dhritarashtra, the signs itself will show that who is going to win. It is just that because the war is not over, he cannot say who has won. But any cultured person can catch. जैसे हम लोग घर पे जाते हैं और समझो मेहमान आते हैं हमारे घर पे. हमारे घर पे मेहमान आते हैं और आपने आपके वाइफ को बोला है कि 10 लोग आ रहे हैं, आप खाना बनाइए. तो समझिए आप अपने वाइफ को बोलते हैं और जब वो फ्रेंड्स आ जाते हैं और आपने देखा कि अभी किचन में, आपको अंदाजा आ जाता है कि अभी तक कितना और समय लगेगा. You get an understanding how much more time she will take. So you can make it. Similarly, Sanjay, he spoke things in a very cultured way. Okay. So that Dhritarashtra was not a simple person, he was a royal person. So he could understand. Royalty is by gunas. A person is qualified by his own caliber. Kings are not made. They have that caliber by birth. By not by lineage, but by qualities. Okay. It is not necessary that a politician son will be a politician. He can be a politician, but not compulsory. There are many politicians whose sons have left politics. Or you cannot say somebody is a singer, then his son will be a singer. Or somebody is a cricketer, then his son will be a cricketer. No, there are certain qualities, conditions. So you can't guarantee that. So here we will to the 14th verse. You can open your Bhagavad Gita, and as I told you, first 27 verses, पहले 27 श्लोक, are actually, you can say, they are touched by Bhagavad Gita, yet they are not the absolute truth. They are narrations of the war. Okay, but I gave you an example of how to understand these verses. Yet they are in part of Bhagavad Gita because it is a Parsha Bhumi, a background setting the scene. So the scene has been set by this. So I gave an example. Datta Prabhu, you remember what is the example?
Prabhuji, network
First 27 verses, how to see it?
Prabhuji, network issue hai. We can't hear you clear.
Volume.
Now you can hear me because I think so now
Volume.
your video volume. You are able to hear now?
Yeah.
So now you keep hearing. Now you can't see me. Now I can sleep and give class. Like all many times audience they sleep and hear in online classes. So now it is easy for me. So yes. So I gave you example of a laddu. You remember laddu? I gave example
Salt.
of
Salt and laddu.
Salt.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you put it in salt bag, the laddu is still laddu, but little salty from outside.
Yes, sir.
Same way, Bhagavad Gita, the first 27 verses out of the 700 verses are like that salt. So they are now become sweet because being in contact with laddu. So they are also considered as a part because they are touching the other verses. Okay. So yes, we go into 14th verse. Here still there is description of the war scene. Okay. आवाज आ रहा है ना सबको?
काफी लो है प्रभु जी.
मैं क्या करूं इसका, मैं समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. बाहर जंगल में भी जाके बैठूंगा. एक मिनट, मेरा दूसरा ये हैंडसेट इसमें ट्राई करता हूँ. गिव मी अ मोमेंट. Let me see. I'll mute this and try to on this one.
Please, please.
Yes, you are able to hear. Okay, then
Yes,
I will.
Prabhuji.
Okay, so you are able to hear me nicely. All of you are able to hear me? Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu.
Yes. ठीक है. ततः श्वेतैर्हयैर्युक्ते महती स्यन्दने स्थितौ माधवः पाण्डवाश्चैव दिव्यौ शङ्खौ प्रदध्मतुः. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conchs. So now the scene is that everybody is in the war, and it is stated in Mahabharata, although where we are is a part of it. It is stated in Mahabharata when there was war. When there was war, before the war, you have to take blessings from your seniors. So Yudhishthir, he took his bow and arrow, and from you can't go and beat. From there, he shot an arrow at the feet of the chariot of Bhishma and Drona. Same Arjun. That is like the Dandot of Kshatriyas. Okay, now you will get a good audio. So that is like the Dandot of the Kshatriyas. Dandot means obeisances. Okay. So that is the time Bhishma told Yudhishthir, Vijay Bhava. May you be victorious. Okay. And see, although there is fight for dharma, but he is showing that you have to take blessings. And that is time Bhishma himself gave how you all can kill me. आप लोग मुझे कैसे मार सकते हो? इसका ज्ञान भीष्म ने खुद दिया. भीष्म ने कहा कि I never lift my weapon in front of women. So if any woman warrior comes in front of me or even she stands, I don't lift my weapon. So, so everybody knew Bhishma had Ichha Mrityu, or he could only die by his own will. Nobody can kill him. So how will he be defeated? So just by taking blessings, Bhishma became so happy, he himself gave the solution, how you can kill me. Okay. So all of you remember Shikhandi, she was the cause. So in Mahabharata, there are three sisters, Amba, Ambika, Ambalika. So Amba and these three sisters were from daughters of Kashiraj, means Varanasi's king, ka daughter the log. So daughters of Kashiraj, Amba, Ambika and Ambalika. Out of which Amba had already married. Amba had already not married, you can say she was in love with one of the kings. Okay. So their father had put a swayamvar. Swayamvar, you have to come and show your skills, and then these daughters will be married to those kings. पहले ऐसे होता था स्वयंवर. The स्वयंवर means if the daughter does not like, then she will not marry. There is no force. ये जो दिखाते हैं ना movies में, that oh my God, forceful शादी कर दिया. No, there is nothing like that. Every girl was asked, did you like this boy or not? So now in the Swayamvar, it so happened that Satyavati, mother of Bhishma, she was worried about her own son Vichitravirya, who was the then king, brother of Bhishma, but the king of Hastinapur. So his behavior was little like, you can say, he was more of a bhogi than a king. So his mother was worried that what will happen. But nobody could attack Hastinapur because although the king was, uh, not much qualified, but the backup was of Bhishma himself. तो भीष्मा का बैकअप होने के कारण विचित्र वीर्य को कोई मारने नहीं आता था, युद्ध करने नहीं आता था. तो एक बार क्या हुआ, once it so happened that in the Swayamvar, Satyavati told that nobody is ready to marry Vichitra Virya. So then how will the kingdom flourish? No? We may think, oh my God, ये राजा महाराजा के बहुत मजे है. नहीं, उनका भी हालत खराब है. बच्चा नहीं हो गया तो टेंशन है. देखो कितना प्रेशर है वो. हाँ, जैसे in India, if you get married, and especially women, if they get married, and if they don't get a son in first 2-3 years, son or daughter or whatever, kids, then the entire family will नोच के खा लेता है. अरे, they start taunting. Okay, if you get a daughter, then they'll start taunting for a son. Okay, so that is how. And if you have a son and a daughter and something like that, then you are like, so sweet. हाँ, हमारी बहू कितनी अच्छी है. No, that is how it works. So here, Vichitra Virya did not have wife at the first place. Then what to do? So Satyavati told Bhishma that go to Kashiraj Swayamvar and get the daughters married to Vichitra Virya. So the rule was that even if Bhishma goes and wins the whole thing, he can get the daughters married to somebody in the dynasty. So always remember, Amba already had a fixed match. She told her boyfriend, that king, that you come in the Swayamvar, I'll choose you, and rest 2 sisters will take their way. Now what happened was that Bhishma entered the arena. So the moment Bhishma entered, there was complete silence, because they were like, "Bhai, Papa gaya," like, and nobody could touch or defeat Bhishma. Nobody could even dare to stand as an opponent. Forget about fighting and things. Nobody even could dare to come as an opponent to Bhishma. So Bhishma said that if anybody wants to do a dandva, please stand up. So it is said that the boyfriend, he stood up, that Amba's boyfriend. So he just kicked one kick. ऐसा कहते वो धड़ दूर जाके गिर गया. No, he fell far off. And then once in Kshatriyas, if you are kicked by somebody superior, your position is mentally regarded low. छोटा lower position हो जाता है आपका अपने आप. So and then he told that the all 3 have to marry my brother Vichitra Virya, and they took them. And they took. So Amba said no. Other 2 were ready to marry Vichitra Virya, but Amba said no. You showed the power and prowess, so you have to marry me. You showed the power, right? तूने तेरा पावर दिखाया ना, तो तू मुझसे शादी करेगा, मैं तेरी पत्नी हूं. But Bhishma had taken a vow of celibacy. Okay, he had taken a vow of celibacy where he had promised his mother Satyavati that he will not reign the Gaddi. He will never become the king. So he will never marry, because she had taken a promise that her son should be the king. So for his father, he sacrificed, because his father was in love with Shantanu, was in love with Satyavati. And Satyavati was a daughter of fishermen, Koli, Kokanatli hoti. So she was, but she was insecure. She said, I am a fisherman's daughter. Tomorrow my son will not have any position. So Devavrat, means Bhishma's earlier name, he took a vow that I will not marry and give the Gaddi to my brother, stepbrother. And that is the time Devatas put flower and said, Bhishma, Bhishma, Bhishma. He took a vow, a vow of celibacy. It was appreciated. Now, here, when they brought, Amba was angry. Amba bole, Mika aikat nahi, you have to marry me because you showed the promise. Then he said, look, I can't marry you. This is my thing. You be the queen. In fact, I'll be subordinate to you. Once you become queen, then I am like just a commander-in-chief. You will be queen, Vichitra Virya will be the queen, and I'll be just your servant. I'll be at your disposal at any time. But you please follow this. But she was like, no, 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 no. You only have to marry me. So then Bhishma said, okay, if you want justice, you go to Parshuram. He is my guru. You go to Parshuram in the Himalayas, because it is said this Ashwatthama Balir Vyaso Hanumancha Vibhishana Kripa Parshuramascha Sapterte Chirajivinaha. These 7 people are still alive. Ashwatthama, Hanuman, Vibhishan, Parshuram. So Parshuram is still there. So you go and ask him justice, he will give you. So she goes to Himalayas, and then Parshuram says, she says, Parshuramji, I'm in great trouble. She says, why have you come to Himalayas and meet me? You can go down. There is a person, one of my students. He will give you justice. Bole, who will give justice? Bole, Bhishma. He is Nyaya Priya. He says, no, he is the accused. He is the one who is culprit here. He says, Acha, what happened? Then she narrates the story. He says, then he challenges Bhishma. Bhishma has to come to Himalayas, and they both fight. And when they fight, Bhishma does not lose. Neither does he win, because he cannot win over Parshuram. So then Parshuram says, no, he is fighting and he has that guts to see eye to eye, means he has not done anything wrong. So she says, no, I want justice. Then Parshuram says, if you still want justice, you can go to Lord Shiva. He is above me. You go to Lord Shiva, he will help you. Then she does tapasya for Shiva. Shivji says, yes, what you want? Balike, kya chahiye? She says, I want to kill Bhishma. Then Shivji says, look, because Bhishma is blessed by Ichha Mrityu, nobody can kill him, but you can surely be a nimitta, a cause of his death. So then she gets the body of Shikhandi. And this cause only Bhishma knew. So Bhishma gives this key to Yudhishthira because he has paid his obeisances. So in the scene, when all these things are happening, Bhishma is carefully watching Krishna. He's on the chariot of Arjun, is watching what is going on. And here Yudhishthira is taking blessings. He's saying, Vijay Bhava. And this is the key. I never lift a weapon in front of a woman. So this is the only key by which you can stop me. Otherwise you cannot. It is said all the Kauravas one side, all the Pandavas one side. All together, and Bhishma is just one string of the bow. And uska tankara, ye tak, 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 tak. He could kill all 64 crore warriors. That was his power and prowess. But here he gave his own key to his nephew. Not nephew, can say, not nephew. His own pota. Yudhishthira. That this is how you can stop me. So now the scene of this 14th verse is that all are ready in the war battlefield, and Arjun and Krishna both are stationed on the chariot, which are drawn by white horses. There are 7 white horses on the Ratha of Arjun. It was actually given by sun god Agni. Agni gave this Ratha to Arjun to fight and win, be victorious. So it is said, Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Because there is Janardana, Krishna on the side of Pandavas, the victory was sure. So here we can see, if you see, we are talking of signs of victory, right? The second part of the first chapter, the title is Signs of Victory. In the 14th verse, there is one sign of victory, and that is Divya Shankhav. Sanjay, while narrating the conchs or Shankha, he is adding the adjective of Divya. Divya means Divya. Divya means transcendental, divine. So he is not going to use this word or adjective for Duryodhan's conch. ये जो एडजेक्टिव यूज किया है कि दिव्य शंख है, ये केवल इन पांडवों को, अर्जुन और कृष्ण के शंख को कहा गया है कि इन दोनों ने अपने दिव्य शंख बजाए. तो इन दोनों ने अपने दिव्य शंख बजाए, ये यहाँ पे कहा गया है. और जहां पे भी, यहाँ पे there is another sign of victory. One sign is Divya Shankha. Another sign is there is this name of Krishna here is Madhava. You see, what is the verse? Madhava Pandavaschaiva. Krishna is referred here as Madhava. Madhava means the husband of Mother Lakshmi. माता लक्ष्मी के पति को माधव कहा जाता है. So, what is the greatest fortune? Is to have Lakshmi ji by your side. If Lakshmi is by your side, then you are victorious. And forget Lakshmi. If his husband is by your side also, then you're victorious. So Sanjay, while narrating or talking about Krishna, is not saying Krishna. He is saying Madhava. Madhava means the husband of Lakshmi ji. Okay. So here we can understand that, and also you can see the horses are white. White horses means they are very auspicious. Okay. So here we can see these things. 15th. We'll go to the 15th verse. Panchajanyam Rishikeshu Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Tadno Mahashangam Bhima Karma Vrakodara. Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his the Devadatta. And Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch shell called Pounder. So here, if you see carefully, the names of Krishna's, what do you say, Shankha, Krishna's name here is Rishikesha. Rishikesh. Now, actually, in this next 7-8 verses, not only 7-8, till 25 or 26 verses, till 21, I think. Krishna, many names of Krishnas are going to come. Here, earlier we saw Madhava. Now you are saying Rishikesha. Rishikesha means one who, Rishika means senses. We have these senses, right? Eyes, ears, nose. And then there is Pancha, Karmendriya, Gyanendriya, okay? So, touch, skin, etc. So, all these together are called senses. And Rishika. And Rishika Isha. If you do Sanskrit Sandhi Viched, Rishika Isha means Rishikesha. So the master of the senses. So we all are senses. We all have senses, and the master of all our senses is Krishna himself. So he is actually blowing the conch shell called Panchajanya. Means Sanjay is again indicating that the main boss is on the side of the Pandavas. So surely there is a good sign or chance of victory. And then what? Arjun blew Devadatta. Devadatta was another conch shell blown by Arjun. And Bhima here is mentioned as Brukodara. Brukodara means he eats voraciously, and Bhima Karma, and greatly powerful activity he will do. बहुत पावरफुल बड़ा बड़ा हेल्पफुल टास्क करते थे भीम. जितने भी महाभारत में बड़े बड़े टास्क हैं सब भीम ने किए. I can tell you stories, but I don't know if I tell you story, then I should not miss something. But still, I'll take little liberty. So, just giving you an example of Bhima Karma, his Herculean tasks. He blew the conch shell named Poundra. Okay. So, once it so happened that there was Agyatwas. All of you remember, they played dice. जुआ खेला था. वो जो क्या बोलते उसको डाइस खेला था, उसको डाइस हिंदी में क्या होता है? जुआ तो नहीं बोलेंगे. जुआ तो द्यूत खेला गया था. तो द्यूत खेला. हाँ. तो द्यूत खेलने में क्या किया? वो somehow युधिष्ठिर लॉस्ट. So at the end वो ये डिसाइड हुआ कि आपका इंद्रप्रस्थ चला जाएगा and you have to go for 12 years of vanavas and 1 year of agyatwas. Agyatwas means you have to live hidden. Any of you recognized, you have to again go for 12 years of vanavas. So Duryodhana was trying to track them in the 13th year, but they were in Virat Nagari. In Virat Nagari, Yudhishthir became Virat King's manager. Bhima started handling the kitchen of Virat Nagari because that is the only place he can exist. Arjun became Brihanalla. Brihanalla means neuter, you know. So नाचते ना dancer. और तिकड़ तिम धा dim धा. So you will find, you know, dancers like eunuch. Okay, so he became that. Nakul Sahdev became physicians, it seems, or something like that. They also were hidden. And Draupadi became Sarindri. She became the Dasi of the queen, servant of the queen. But it so happened that in Virat Nagari, queen's brother Kichak, okay, ये जो कीचक नाम का और रानी का भाई था, विराट का जो राजा था उसका साले साहब, वो थोड़ा थड़की था. थड़की मीन्स थोड़ा सा उसको रोमांटिक फीलिंग्स थे. So when he saw Draupadi, actually Draupadi was not fair colored. Draupadi was सांवली थी वो, गोरी नहीं थी. That's why she is also called Krishna, सांवली. And she was very sweet and very beautiful and, you know, very courageous and charismatic. So anybody would like to, you know, have Draupadi as wife or whatever. And now, because they are in Agyatwas or hidden life for 1 year, she was not with her husbands. They can't live together because then they'll be caught. So she came like a dasi, a servant. So Kichak thought she is, you know, bachelor. So I will try to marry her. So even her sister was involved. So purposefully, unka jo queen hai, she sent her with the, you know, juice or something to Kichak's, what do you say, living room. So Kichak told, look, why don't you marry me? You will become like a queen. You marry me and this and that. So she said, no, I have five husbands and they are all very powerful. It is just that they are like Gandharvas. You can't see them now. So she said, Arey, he thought that ऐसे अपना बचाव के लिए बोल रही. She is trying to hide herself. So he tried to grab her hand. And because she was Kshatriyani, she punched him and threw. That guy fell far off. And he was like, Arey, itna powerful hai ye. And then she came to Yudhishthir, Arey, aisa ho gaya, you know, they are trying to touch me and, you know, marry me. Yudhishthir said, look, you have to somehow save yourself and don't try to take a service which is away from him and complain the queen and so be away from him. That's it. Yudhishthir didn't go enter much or Yudhishthir didn't guide much. Then she was very upset. And again, one day, even after complaining, Kichak tried to trouble her. Then she went and told Bhima. It is said that although Draupadi married all five, there is another story how she married. Again, I will not go into it. It is Mahabharata. And she trusted Bhima a lot. Why? Because Bhima came for help without logic. Means others always applied logic. Yudhishthir applied logic. Arjun applied submission to Yudhishthir and then took decisions. Bhima at times, he said, this brother, elder brother of mine is of no use. It is he who did all this dice thing, you know. Bhima was not supporter of, you may not know, many of you don't read so many verses, but actually Bhima after losing, when Yudhishthir lost everything, Bhima started to learn how to roll a dice and get whatever you want. Panch, Mama Shri. You know, like that way. So he started to learn and he learned it so that next time Yudhishthir plays, then he will throw the dice. He will roll the dice. Okay, then they did it. So Bhima, he was little bit, you can say, obedient at the same time, had a freedom to take decisions. So what happened is, she came to Bhima and Bhima was cooking. He was a cook. And she said that this is the problem. What should I do? This guy is all around me. मेरे पीछे भाग रहा है, मेरे को फ्लर्ट कर रहा है, हाथ लगा रहा है, मैं क्या करूं? तो बोले एक काम करो, उसको ना डांसिंग एरेना है, लाइक होता है ना कहीं हम लोग नाट्य मंदिर नहीं होता है क्या? नाट्य मंदिर मीन्स वेयर देयर इज डांस, ड्रामा एंड कल्चरल फेस्टिवल. He says, so do one thing, get him, see here, Draupadi is coming and crying in front of Bhima. And Bhima is in cooking area. वो खाना बनाने वाले बंदा है. And Bhima was very soft-hearted. The more he was powerful in Balad, the more he was softer at heart. So he said, don't worry, you go and tell him that today I'll meet you, I'll decorate myself and meet you at the Natyashala. So then he was very happy. Kichak was very happy. Yes, today Draupadi will be mine. वो जाती है. And then in the evening, she gives evening time. Evening time, Kichak enters the Natyashala and sees, there is nice big hair. पीछे से hair दिखते, and he's like, wow, Sarindri करके वो भागता है. जब वो भागता है and he tries to catch the hair, he looks like this and it is Bhima. And Bhima उसको उठा के पटक के ऐसा मारता है. And Draupadi is there only. She is behind the scene. She is looking like this. Yes, मार उसको मार. तो पटक के भीम ऐसा मारता है. Bhim punches and kicks in such a way that Kichak becomes like a football. Hands, legs, all inside like a chutney. And then he says, Draupadi, run away now, run away, go away. I'll also go, you go. Because people will come to know, because they shouted, no? So people will come. And Kichak had many brothers. So Bhima ran away. And Draupadi was very happy. She did not go away. Okay. She stayed there only. She was laughing. She was very happy. Because she was Kshatriyani, She was from a Kshatriya background. She liked it. So what happened is, now the brothers came, Kichak's brothers came there, and they said, hey, our brother is dead. Now what to do? Who killed her? Oh, this lady must have got somebody to kill her. She is laughing. So now that our brother is dead and he wanted to marry you, we will do your sati. So sati mein leke jayenge. We'll put you on fire today. And they caught her and tied her to the bamboo, and they started taking her along with the body of Kichak. Now she started calling Bhima again. So
Prabhuji, your voice is cracking again.
Okay. So she called up the code name of Bhima. Bhima again came and he killed all the brothers of Kichaka. He made football of their bodies. And now he told Draupadi, at least now go back, Idhar khadi mat raho. And the news went to the queen and the king. And they realized, and then they saw Draupadi coming, entering the kingdom or palace. And they saw that Draupadi's hairs were loosened and her body, the sari and etc., the clothes were also loosened because she was into all this. They had tied her and all. And they were very fearful. The reporters told the king that, अरे बाबा इसके वजह से मर गया. वो बहुत इसके पीछे था. पता नहीं इसके कौन पति है. गंधर्व पति वो लोग मार के गए. And Yudhishthir knew that Bhima has killed. And Arjun also came to know. So he realized that who has killed. Okay. So this is how you can say that, Bhima, Gurukuldaraha. Bhima was called Gurukuldaraha. He used to eat voraciously. And Bhima Karma, strong activities, powerful activity karte the Bhima. And Krishna here is referred as Rishikesha, the master of senses. Okay. And Arjun here is referred as Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means, because in the war time, because during Ashwamedh Yajna, because when Yudhishthir wanted to do Yajna, he needed money. So it was Arjun who went and collected funds. So he is called Dhananjaya. Okay, the person who collected funds, Dhananjaya. Okay. So here Krishna has different names like Madhusudan, Govinda, Vasudev, Devaki Nandan, Yashoda Nandan, Partharathi. Krishna is also called Partharathi. He is one who drove the chariot of his Partha, his own devotee. Pratha means Kunti's sons. Pratha's sons, Parthasarathi. Yashoda Nandan, darling of Yashoda. Devaki Nandan, son of Devaki. Vasudeva, means Vasudeva, means son of Vasudeva. He is also called Govinda. Govinda means one who gives pleasure to go. Go means cows or senses. Madhusudana, one who is the killer of demon Madhu. So different names of Krishna are there. But here the name Madhava is used. Okay. Madhava was used earlier, sorry. And here Rishikesha is used. Okay. Okay, 16, 17 and 18. 3 verses together. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira Nakula Sadevascha Sughosha Manipushpakau Kashyascha Parameshwasa Shikhandi cha Maharatha Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Aparajitah Drupado Drupadeyascha Sarvasha Prithivipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Shankam Dadmu Pratak Pratak. King Yudhishthir, the son of Kunti, flew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya, and Nakul and Sahadev flew the Sughosha and Manipushpaka. The great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikhandi, Drishtadyumna, Virat, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi, and the others, O king, such as mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells. So now the entire Pandavas, remember this, all the blowing of conch shell और शंख का जो नाद हो रहा है, ये फिलहाल पांडवों के साइड से हो रहा है, उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन हो रहा है. So Krishna blew, Arjuna blew, Bhima blew. Now all these other warriors like Yudhishthir had Ananta Vijay, Nakul and Sahadev, Sughosh, Manipushpak, then king of Kashi blew, Shikhandi blew, Drishtadyumna blew, Virat, the king, same Virat, Nagari's king, Virat, he came, Satyaki, then Drupada himself, sons of Draupadi, then there are 5 sons of Draupadi, they blew. Subhadra's son, Abhimanyu, he blew. So they all blew their son. And here Dhritarashtra is referred as पृथ्वी पते. और थोड़ा धृतराष्ट्र को बुरा नहीं लगना चाहिए ना कि भाई देखो इनका वॉरियर्स का बहुत ज्यादा ग्लोरीफाई कर दिया, तो क्योंकि वो किंग है तो उनका रिस्पेक्ट रखने के लिए उनको बोला हे पृथ्वी पते, हे धृतराष्ट्र, सुनिए कि इसने क्या क्या बजाया. तो देन दे से नाउ लुक द साइन ऑफ विक्ट्री, इट विल कम इन द नेक्स्ट वर्स. देखो कभी भी कोई बैड न्यूज सुनाना है ना तो सामने वाले के थोड़ा ग्लोरीफाई कर देने का, उससे क्या होता है कि वो थोड़ा खुश हो जाता है, तब उसको बैड न्यूज आराम से दे सकते हैं. अब देखो अब 19th वर्ष क्या होता है, देखो सघोषोधार्थ राष्ट्राणाम हृदयानि व्यधारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो अभ्यनुनादयन्. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shatters the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. अब इधर देखो साइन ऑफ विक्ट्री क्या है. साइन ऑफ विक्ट्री है कि इट हैज शैटर्ड द हार्ट्स ऑफ धृतराष्ट्र. इफ यू सी केयरफुली, इट हैज नॉट धृतराष्ट्र, द सन्स ऑफ धृतराष्ट्र, एंड they are all in the war. 100 sons of Dhritarashtra along with Duryodhana are in the battlefield, and their hearts are shattered out of fear. Because when these people are blowing their conch shells together, it is resounding so strongly. And जो युद्ध का एक पावर होता है ना, जो धार्मिक व्यक्ति होता है, कभी भी कोई लड़ाई होता है तो देखो जो सही होता है ना वो बहुत जोर से लड़ता है, और जो गलत होता है ना थोड़ा भाग के जाता है. So here the conch shells are blown very strongly, and at a time there are thousands of shankas resounding, and it shattered the heart, because उस conch shell के vibration से ही कौरवों को लग गया कि हम हारने वाले हैं. So this has been narrated by Sanjay. Always remember, it is narrated by him. Okay, so it is very powerful. Entire sky to earth, everything was vibrating. 20. Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhartarashtraन् kapidhvaja pravrutte shastra sampate dhanur udyama pandavah ऋषिकेशम तदा वाक्यम idam ah mahipate. It is said, at that time, Arjun, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to the Lord Krishna these words. So, here, if you see, Arjun, when all these conch shells were blown and the Pandavas were ready for war, okay, and also remember, now अभी तक कौरवों ने शंख जो है यहाँ पे so you remember that all the we heard in 13th verse how Bhishma, he blew his conch shell already. Bhishma blew his conch shell already, and there was already great. All these things were blown: bugles, drums, conch shells, trumpets, horns. They were all done. Tap 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 करके ना आवाज से वो वॉर का रहता है, मतलब जैसे अपन जैसे भजन कीर्तन करते हैं तो थोड़ा करताल बजाते हैं, मुर्दुंग बजाते हैं, है ना, ढोल बजाते हैं, बट यहाँ पे कैसे नगाड़ा बजता है, क्योंकि मर्डर होने वाले हैं ना, जैसे बकरे को काटते हैं ना, तो बकरा के टाइम में ना वो बजाते बहुत जोर जोर से, ताकि उसका कटने को उसका दर्द ना समझ में आए। वैसे क्षत्रिय जब युद्ध करते हैं तो उसमें बहुत घात होने वाला है, बहुत सारा खून निकलने वाला है, तो इसलिए ये दोनों साइड से बज रहा है। अब इट इज सेड इन महाभारत, दुर्योधन से भीष्म को चलो युद्ध चालू करो, लेकिन वहां पे एक सीनेरियो हो गया यही वाला, दैट अर्जुन he now he said Arjun the son of Pandu. Why Pandu Putra? Because Pandu was a great warrior, and here Arjun, who is son of that Pandu, has become weak-hearted. थोड़ा डर गया है। क्या डर गया है? तो युद्ध से नहीं डरा है. He is not fearful of the war itself. He is fearful of the outcome of the war. What outcome is going to come and how it is going to be very dangerous. He became little materially thoughtful. Okay. So he was seated in a chariot bearing the flag marked with Hanuman. So his Kapitwaja, this is another sign of victory. His flag was marked with Hanuman. You will find this, especially in North India, many of the flags, they have Hanumanji on it. And this same flag you will find also in Karnataka. I have seen many places. Maharashtra also, but in Maharashtra it is for Bhagavad thing. But if you go to North India, all the homes, they have Kapit Dhwaja, a Dhwaja with Hanumanji on it. Okay. So it is because Hanumanji is always with Ram. So, and he is always the sign of victory. तो ना इसलिए जितने भी असुरों को भगाना है तो सिर्फ एक बार बोलना है, बोलो बजरंग बले के जाय, खत्म। इसलिए हर घर में भी रामदास स्वामी ने शिवाजी महाराज के द्वारा सब गांव में, महाराष्ट्र में स्पेशली, हनुमान जी का मंदिर बनाए। भारत में यू विल फाइंड हनुमान जी टेम्पल ऑल ओवर इंडिया, एंड इट सेड हनुमान जी इज ऑलवेज देयर। द मोमेंट यू इनवाइट हनुमान जी कम्स। Anywhere where there is Ramayana Katha going on, Hanumanji goes and sits there. He's an ardent devotee of Ram. So he was already on the flag of the chariot of Arjun. Okay, and Arjun, he took up his bow and arrow. But actually his mind is somewhere or the other going to get stuck. He took it very josh पे. अब वो जोश पे करना तो है, लेकिन अब errors दिखने लगे. Okay, and he looked. He saw the array, and Arjun spoke to Lord Krishna following. So Arjun is going to speak about the warriors. So this we will see in our next session, because these are the verses 14 to 20. Now what he is going to, the next verse is very special. We will see it in our Thursday session. Okay, all the devotees should be on time. प्रिय भक्तों, आप समय पे आया करिए, क्योंकि ये क्लास समय पे चालू करता हूँ, समय पे एंड करता हूँ। ठीक है, तो पिछले 5 सेशन में मैंने आपको क्वेश्चन आंसर नहीं करने दिया ज्यादा, क्योंकि समय ही नहीं था। वी वर ऑलवेज आउट ऑफ टाइम। आज हम 12 मिनट बिफोर हैंड है। सो यस, ऑल ऑफ यू कैन आस्क क्वेश्चंस, यू कैन रेज योर हैंड, एंड one by one we will allow you to ask questions. आप हिंदी, English, Marathi, Tamil, Telugu में पूछ सकते हैं. Yes. Akanksha, yes. Akanksha ji, please question.
Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes.
Prabhuji, I have put my concern in the message box because I don't want to repeat it. My friend just yesterday, she blocked this Brahmachari Prabhuji. She was scared that if she blocked, then it would be, what do you call it? पाप होगा किसी वैष्णव की तरफ अगर वो ब्लॉक कर दे.
These questions you can ask other. We should pertain to the topic. Because I don't want to make this I want to make this a Bhagavad Gita learning. You know, now somebody has his personal issues. They are all imaginary things.
Thank you.
Because you know, these are all personal dealings. You know, your personal life dealings. So for this, you can message me or call me. That is another thing.
Absolutely.
Because you know there are no end to such questions. You know, if you block somebody, yeah, girls they block everybody. You know, and that is how they live. You know, the only war or weapon they have is nakra. So that is when they are kids, they do nakra in front of their father, and that is good. That is why they are loved and cared. And when they grow young, they do nakra for their boyfriend. When they are married, they do nakra with their husband. When they are elder, they do nakra with their son. And then they do with their daughter-in-law. So this is okay. She has blocked it. So okay, that is not offense. That is her own nature. So it is okay, not a problem. So we should not get into all this. Let us focus on Bhagavad Gita, okay? Let us have some questions based on Bhagavad Gita, philosophy, because these are all typical life scenarios, and these are all personal things. So that you can personally message me. I don't think these questions should be entertained on this platform. I want to make this platform more or less, when it goes online to over thousands of people, they want to learn Gita. These are the questions that you ask should help them understand more. Okay, so these are all simple life things, and उसमें time जाता है बहुत, क्योंकि no Prabhuji, I didn't want to block, but and then वो चलते रहते उसका end नहीं है, ठीक है? People block me also. Even after I have guided people, but there is no need to understand. We are here to guide. Once, even if some brahmachari is there, he is guiding. To block, उसका क्या जाने वाला है? वो अपना भजन करेगा. Why he will take offense? He is not come here to take offense or make offense. So my point is, let us focus on these things, because this temple issues and these issues or relational issues, these will not. Let us keep those people parking. अपना कुछ क्वेश्चन है तो पूछो, आपके फ्रेंड का उसको उधर रहने दो. ये क्या मोबाइल है, इसमें क्या ब्लॉक करेगा? पहले जब भी मैं ग्रुप बनाता था ना, so I used to somebody left, I used to feel very hurt. Why he left? मैं कुछ बोल दिया क्या? Did I say something? बाद में पता चला कि वो नंबर ही चेंज हो गया है.
कि अगर कोई वैष्णव आपको गलत तरीके से अप्रोच कर रहा है तो उसको ब्लॉक करना पाप तो नहीं है ना वैष्णव?
No. You happily block. See, happily block. It is not Vaishnava or no Vaishnava. It is about relationship. Any relationship, even if you are not a devotee, even if you are a normal person, the moment you feel insecure or you feel that either you are crossing the boundaries out of ignorance or that person is crossing the boundaries, you should immediately, first of all, try to address it. Probably sometimes just speaking and person may be aware, sorry. That is one way. Explaining that, Prabhu, probably this is where I stand, this is where you stand, and that's it. And if person is still trying to use his powers and dominance, then block him. Not only block him, you get some gundas and beat him also, no problem. You can get Bhima, Draupadi did not block. Draupadi ne seedha bola, Bhima. So get another devotee, strong devotee, to tell him. Okay. Yes, we have Datta Prabhu raising his hand. Yes.
प्रभु आपने एक एक्सरसाइज दिया था सेकंड क्लास में. सो जो भी जितने भी उनके कनेक्शंस को डॉट करना था. So I
Yes.
tried hard, but her waves के साथ में, वर्सेस के साथ में, सॉरी, मैं ट्राई कर रहा था, लेकिन वो लिंक नहीं हो पा रहा था. आई स्पेंड ऑलमोस्ट मतलब 2-3 आवर्स ओवर देयर. तो आई नीड टू गेट गाइडेंस ओवर देयर कि जहाँ पे वो वर्सेस को मतलब इन के साथ में कैसे कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. वो एक एक्सरसाइज रह गया था. आई हैव सेंड माय, मैंने अपना शेयर भी किया था आपको, बट उसका जो
Yes, yes, you share it.
क्लैरिफिकेशन या वो करेक्ट है नहीं करेक्ट है, सो मतलब
ये
मुझे
देखो,
ऐसा मुझे चैलेंज ऐसा मिला कि इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट एक्चुअली. मतलब इट इज अ स्टार्ट ऑफ माइन एक्चुअली, बट थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट लगा मुझे काफी टू
no,
अंडरस्टैंड.
you hold on for some more time, Prabhu,
या
because what happens is, like I am a teacher, okay?
या
So मेरा मेरा वे मेरा मेथड है, and you just wait and watch. Now we have not yet entered philosophy. The
Yeah.
moment you enter second chapter, verse number 12, उधर
Yeah.
से लेके 18.78 तक, then you realize, अरे यार ये था, अरे ये था, ऐसा है वो.
गॉट इट.
तो थोड़ा सा आप लोग होल्ड करो. In case
Yeah.
you feel you are not able to grasp it in one shot, take some
Yeah.
time, no problem. Okay. Yes, ये यू पर से एक नाम है, आई डोंट नो, जय श्री कृष्ण करके लिखा हुआ है लोगों में. तो
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी.
हाँ, यस.
प्रभु जी जो स्थित प्रज्ञ है वो लिबरेटेड है क्या?
नो, आई कुड नॉट हियर. थोड़ा आपको ही क्लियर होना पड़ेगा.
प्रभु जी जो स्थित प्रज्ञ है,
हाँ,
स्थित, तो वो लिबरेटेड है क्या? स्थित प्रज्ञ
इम्प्रिंटेड मतलब
लिबरेटेड, मुक्त.
liberated. Okay, okay. Stitha Prajna is liberated, yes. That will come in second chapter, no, 54th verse से वो चालू हो जाएगा. स्थित प्रज्ञस्य का भाषा समाधिस्तस्य केशवा. So Arjun is talking about स्थित प्रज्ञा. How does he talk? How does he walk? How does he sit? Please explain. So we will go there. जब वहां पहुंचेंगे तब उसका अध्ययन करेंगे.
प्रभु जी तो वो मैं ना आपके पुराने जैसे भगवत गीता के लेक्चर देख रहा था, तो उसमें आगे के जब 12वां अध्याय का चल रहा था और उसमें भक्त की क्वालिटीज बता रहे थे, तो उसमें आप ऐसे बता रहे थे कि मतलब स्थित प्रज्ञ में भी ये गुण बताए थे, तो उसमें तो आप स्थित प्रज्ञ को भक्त से थोड़ा अलग बता रहे थे.
नो 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 नो, स्थित प्रज्ञा याद रखिए. स्थित प्रज्ञा को आप समझते कि स्थित प्रज्ञा मतलब बैठा हुआ है. हम लोग जब उस वर्ष में जाएंगे ना, तो स्थित प्रज्ञा इज डिफाइंड बाय बुद्धि योगा. बुद्धि योगा मीन्स निष्काम कर्म योगी, ज्ञान योगी, ध्यान योगी और भक्ति योगी. ये चारों कैटेगरी उसमें आते हैं. ठीक है. सो वो चारों लेवल्स पे मैं आपको तभी समझाता हूँ. ठीक है. स्थित प्रज्ञ इज नॉट जस्ट वन हु इज स्थित मीन्स एक जगह बैठा, ऐसा नहीं हो. इट इज ऑल्सो, इट इज एक्चुअली डिवोटी who can have that. So don't worry, जब हम उस वर्ष पे जाएंगे तब उसको पुनः चर्चा करेंगे आपके सामने. Yes, there is one Prabhuji with his video on. Yes.
जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
जय श्री कृष्ण.
तो मेरा एक क्वेश्चन था, यू नो व्हेन पांडवास used their conch shells, why didn't on the Kauravas side only Bhishma used his conch shell very loudly? Because they had Dronacharya, they had you know Karna and all of these powerful folks on their side, and according to them, from what I understand, is they are following their dharma when they fight from the Kauravas side. So if they felt that they're right on their end, why didn't their conch shells sound so loudly? Because these don't talk anything about them except Bhishma.
Okay, anyways, so no, that will come in Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, the entire description will come, but here in the Bhagavad Gita, it is limited chapters, so certain description will not come here. Okay. Second, in before Mahabharata war, Karna was approached by Krishna. He said, "Look, you are elder brother of all these people, so you better become Samrat and let this war come to an end, and we should not have war." You know what Karna told? Karna said, look, Krishna, I'm already seeing that my elephants and horses are passing lot of stool. It means they are fearful. And I'm very sure Kurus are going ahead of me. Means I'm going to lose this war. But still, I will not mind fighting for Duryodhana. So what? So Dharma has levels, Prabhu. Dharma has levels. Okay, I will explain it as we proceed in our chapters. So whenever lower level Dharma interacts with a higher level of energy, there is always fear. Like you and I can speak very boldly. But what if Mr. Narendra Modi comes in this live class? What? Namaskar, Prabhuji. बस आई विल आल्सो बिकम अरे बाप रे अब क्या बोलना है कुछ गड़बड़ बोल दिया तो so somebody more powerful will come, then you will be thoughtful. Same way Karna was doing his mitra dharma, but mitra dharma is lower to adhyatma dharma which Arjun was doing. And that is why when they blow the conch shell ना वो एक दम था अलग समझा तो इसलिए वो डर गए. हृदयानि वेदारयत्. देखो बहुत सिंपल है. लेट अस से आपने चोरी किया है. लेट अस से आपने ट्रेन का टिकट नहीं लिया. हाँ आपने मुंबई में या किधर तो ट्रैवल करते आपने टिकट नहीं लिया. तो क्या होता है मालूम है आप स्टेशन प्लेटफॉर्म पे उतरते ना जब या ट्रेन में बैठे रहते तो कोई भी अच्छा शर्ट पैंट वाला आता है तो आपको लगता है अरे टीटी है. अरे टीटी है. ये टीटी है. अरे वो टीटी है. वो एक लेडी कोट पहन के आ गई अरे ये टीटी है. जो टीटी नहीं है वो भी टीटी दिखाई देने लगता है. बिकॉज ऑफ द फियर. नाउ यू आर पुअर, यू डिडंट हैव मनी और यू डिडंट हैव टाइम टू गो टू टेक द टिकट, सो यू गॉट इन द ट्रेन. तो ट्रेन छूट जाएगा बैठ गया. पर अब क्या हुआ? बिकॉज वॉट एवर इट इज यू डिड अ लोअर एक्ट, सो द हायर इज गोइंग टू हैव अपर हैंड ऑन यू. His presence itself will create fear in your mind. You understand? So same way, Karna and Duryodhana and etc. These people, Dronacharya, although they were great warriors, but Dronacharya did not oppose Draupadi's disrobing because वो अश्वत्थामा से attached था. He was attached to his son. You will see all the politicians, those who are attached to their son, उनका पॉलिटिकल पार्टी बर्बाद हो गई. And those who have given their hierarchy to proper people, appropriate people, are still existing. So ऐसे होता है. Attachment को you will find pain. Okay, this is how it works. So one has to be cautious, and that's why Karna is very careful, because he knew. People knew that हम कुछ तो गलत कर रहे हैं. अरे भाई चलो तुझे 5 गांव मांगना था, right? Krishna said just give 5 villages to 5 Pandavas. Come on यार, अगर मैं पूरा भारत का राजा होता तो मैं भी दे देता भाई. आ जाओ 5 लोग, चलो 5 वाले. But they did not give that also. It means you were trying to absolutely finish them. So then in that case, either you absolutely finish them or they absolutely finish you. That was decided by the Shankha. मराठी में बोलते ना चोराच्या मनात चांदणे आहे. जो चोर होता है ना उसको बहुत टेंशन रहता है, ऐसे आंख हिलाते रहते हो. ठीक है.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay, Vishal will have last question because time is over.
हाँ, हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. बस मुझे वही पूछना था, वो जो भीष्म जी ने की दिया था ना कि स्त्रियों के सामने वो शस्त्र नहीं उठाएंगे, वो उसे युद्ध के समय ही दिया था क्या कुरुक्षेत्र में?
हाँ, yes.
ओके प्रभु जी, थैंक यू.
Yes. Okay. So thank you. I think so we are not having any more questions, and I am very happy to see all of you very sincerely studying. Okay, you be very sincere and revise what I have said. Make notes, revise them, and read the purports. See, Prabhupada has written purports. Okay, if you see inside here, see here there are purports. No? Other than the words, there are purports. So try to read them and be prepared. Next verses from 21 to 27, read and come. So that will help you beforehand study. Okay. Thank you very much. See you on Thursday morning. Hare.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी,
हरे
हरे
कृष्ण।
कृष्ण प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा।
सभी प्रभु जी, सभी माता जी को हरे कृष्णा, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी।